Hello everyone, it's me Sanjay Vasu back again for another video. This time I'm doing it on Cambridge Lower Secondary Progression Test for Mathematics Stage 7 Paper 1 2023. You're not allowed to use a calculator. Let's start. Question 1. Work out 4 divided by 10 squared. That's simply 4 divided by 100, which is equal to 0.04. That's the answer. Question 2. Write 8% as a decimal. That's simply 8 by 100 because it's percentage, 0.08. That's the answer. Question 3. Here's the function machine. The input minus 37 is the output. A. Find the output when the input is 21. So when the input is 21, output O will be 21 minus 37, which is equal to negative 16. That's the answer. B. Find the input when the output is negative 20. So to go from output to input, we actually can do plus 37, the inverse operation. Then we get the input. So the input will be negative 20 plus 37. That'll be equal to 17. Question 4. Draw a ring around each number that's a common factor of 30 and 75. So 30, the factors are 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 10, 15, and 30. And for 75, it'll be 1, 3, 5, 15, 25, and 75. The common factors are 1, 3, 5, 15. These four. Out of these, there's 5 and 15 over here, so we can draw a ring on 5 and 15. Question 5. Draw a line that's perpendicular to the line AB. We can draw the perpendicular bisector, which means we draw a line, it's perpendicular, and splits the line AB in half. How to do that? First, we can take our compass, measure the length of the compass as at least half or more than half of the line AB. So from A, it should go around there. So you can place the compass needle at A and draw an arc above and below the line, and do the same thing but putting the compass needle at B and not changing the length of the compass. You can draw 2 arcs like that. The 2 arcs will intersect at 1 point each, so we can just draw a line through these 2 points, and this line which we drew is the perpendicular bisector. And this perpendicular bisector will divide the line AB into half. That's why I'm drawing these two to indicate these are equal. That's the answer. Question 6. Here are the first 4 terms of a sequence. Complete these sentences. The next 2 terms in the sequence are dash and dash. Well, in the sequence, the term-to-term rule is plus 5, plus 5, plus 5. And the next 2 terms will be minus 7 plus 5, which is minus 2, and the minus 2 plus 5, which is equal to 3. So minus 2 and 3. The term-to-term rule for a sequence is, as I just said, plus 5 or add 5. Question 7. Mia predicts when the number of hours of sunshine increases, the maximum temperature also increases. She wants to know if her prediction is correct. She records the number of hours of sunshine and the maximum temperature every day for 10 days, voting on the most appropriate representation to display this information. Well, the answer is actually scatter graph. Why? Because we have 3 sets of data here. We have the number of hours of sunshine, the maximum temperature every day for 10 days. So that's 1, 2, 3. But because we have 10 days, we can say for day 1, number of hours of sunshine, maximum temperature. We can record on the scatter graph a point. Day 2, a point there. Day 3, day 4, day 5. Because there'll be 2 values. One of them, number of hours of sunshine, which will be x-axis, and maximum temperature, y-axis. And we can plot many different points to show that. That's why the answer is actually scatter graph. Question 8. A sandwich shop has these 40 sandwiches for sale. 10 salmon, 20 tuna, 7 chicken, and 3 cheese. One of these sandwiches is chosen at random. A. Draw a line to match each choice to the most appropriate likelihood. The choice is a tuna sandwich is chosen. That's 20 out of 40, which is 1 by 2, even chance. A chicken sandwich is chosen. That's 7 out of 40, which is less than even, so it's an unlikely chance. an egg sandwich is chosen? Well, there's no egg sandwiches on the menu, so it is simply impossible. B. Write down the probability that a cheese sandwich is chosen. Cheese is 3 sandwiches and total is 40. So the probability is simply 3 by 40. That's the answer. Question 9. The diagram shows 3 lines meeting at a point. Find the value of x. The angle around the point, all the angles here, always add up to 360 degrees. And that's why we can say angle x is equal to 360 minus 155 minus 65, which is equal to 140 degrees. That's the answer. Question 10. Eva says, I know that 14107 is not divisible by 3. I do not need to do the calculation 14107 by 3 to show this. Write down how Eva shows that 14,107 is not divisible by 3. So how you check if a number is divisible by 3? We just add the digits and then divide that by 3 to check. If it's an integer after that division, then the full number is divisible by 3, otherwise no. So we can do 1 plus 4 plus 1 plus 0 plus 7 divided by 3. That will be simply 13 by 3, which is equal to, when you do it, 4.33333 goes on. That's why 4.3 dot. Or you can write this as 4 1 by 3, which is not an integer. Therefore, the number 14107 is not divisible by 3. That's the answer. Question 11. Safia draws a triangle with base length of 8 centimeters. She then draws an enlargement using scale factor 3. A. Find the base length of the enlarged triangle. That's 8 into 3 because the scale factor is 3, which is equal to 24 centimeters. That's the answer. B. Safia says the two triangles I've drawn are congruent. Explain why Safia is not correct. Well, one of them has been enlarged to a larger shape, so that means the size is different, right? It's not the same or not equal, right? So that means we can just write the two triangles have different sizes. That's the answer. Question 12. The nth term of a sequence is n minus 7. A. Find the 18th term in the sequence. We just substitute n equals 18. 18 minus 7, which is equal to 11. That's the answer. B. Draw a ring around a number that's a term in the sequence. First, let's just take n minus 7 is equal to all of these numbers. When n minus 7 is equal to minus 3, like this, n will be equal to 4, which is a positive integer. But then if you substitute n minus 7 is equal to any of these three numbers, it won't be a positive integer. For this one, it will become minus 13 for the n value, and for this one, minus 7, it will become 0, and for minus 8, it will become negative 1. All these are not positive integers. 0 is a neutral integer and not positive. That's why it doesn't count. That's why the only one which is in the sequence is minus 3. That's the answer. Let's go to question 13. Look at the diagram. Describe fully the symmetry of this diagram. That means you have to describe the lines of symmetry and the order of rotational symmetry. So the lines of symmetry is 1, 2. That's all, because there's these two black triangles or gray triangles which are not letting us have any more lines of symmetry. For example, in a usual hexagon, regular hexagon, we can have this as line of symmetry. But over here we can't because of these two triangles. So there's two lines of symmetry. And then order of rotational symmetry, is, because if we rotate 180 degrees, we'll come to the same shape, and then another 180 degrees, it'll come to the original form of the same shape. That's 2 times we rotated it, so order is 2. Question 14. Draw a ring around the length of time that's different from the other 3 lengths of time. 7 hours 25 minutes. Let's change this to simply minutes. That'll be 420 plus 25, that's 445 minutes. Now 75 by 12 hours, that'll be when you multiply by 60 to get minutes, we'll get 420 plus 25, once again, 445 minutes. Only for this one, 7.25 hours. This one, because it's a decimal, does the same thing as 7 by 4, which is equal to 7 hours 15 minutes for 35 minutes. And this is different from all the others. These three have 445 minutes, but 7.25 hours is for 35 minutes, and that's why we can draw a ring around this one, just like this. That's the answer. Question 15. Point B has coordinates 5, minus 6. Point B is the image of point A after translation of 3 left and 2 up. Find the coordinates of point A. So translation of 3 left and 2 up is the same as using vector notation. Translation of left is negative, so minus 3, and up is positive, so 2. So minus 3, 2 vector. Now the reverse will be writing this as a point. The point A will be 5, minus 6, which is point B, minus this full thing over here. I'm writing this in coordinate notation, so minus 3, 2. That'll be 5, minus 6, plus 3, minus 2, to do the inverse, that's why. And that'll be 8, minus 8. That's the answer. Let's go to question 16. Shape A and shape B are drawn on the coordinate grid over here. A reflects shape A in the x-axis like that. That's simply reflecting this point to the x-axis. It comes up here, which is minus 3, 1. This point reflecting the x-axis will come all the way down there, 4, minus 3. And this point reflecting the x-axis will be the same. It'll stay there because it's already on the x-axis. So the third point will be there, and we can just connect the dots now. Since there's a triangle, there's only 3 points, and that's the answer. I'll name it as part A. Now part B, rotate shape B 90 degrees clockwise around the point 4, 2 over here. So rotating it clockwise, let's do point by point. This one, clockwise 90 degrees around this one, will go there, 5, 3. This point, similar way, will come here. And using that way, this point will come here, and then this point will go there, and then this point will come here like that, and this point will come here. So we can just draw the last 2 points, and now we can just connect the dots over here just like this. And now we formed the shape B rotated 90 degrees clockwise, this 90 degrees, around point 4, 2, and we can just label this as part B. That's the answer. Okay, just one thing in case you're still confused about how the rotation is occurring. So first, let's take this point. It is at a 9 o'clock position from the point of rotation, which is 4, 2. Well, now moving from 9 o'clock to 12 o'clock, that's 90 degrees, right? In clockwise direction. So that's why we go from 9 o'clock, same length, which is 1 unit, and then we go upward because that's the 12 o'clock position, 90 degrees rotation clockwise, and same length, so it goes to this point. So the corresponding point goes there. For this point, we can use a similar method, 9 o'clock to 12 o'clock, like that, using the same distance of 3 units, so the point goes there. We found 2 of the corresponding points. Now, what about for this one? This one, it's in a diagonal, crossways, and it goes exactly through 3 units crossways. From here, rotate this line 90 degrees clockwise. And using this rotation, this point will come there, so the line will be like that now. And this angle will be 90 degrees, and going from this way clockwise, that's why we can say it'll come like this, and the point will be here because 3 units diagonal, same length for all of these, and That's why we have the two corresponding points like that. Now, what about for the last three? First, I talk about this one because it has a similar method to this one. This one has a crossways 3 units, but now for this point here, it just crossways 1 unit. So using a similar method, we can do like that, 90 degrees, clockwise rotation, there's 90, and clockwise, it comes like that, same length, 1 unit diagonal, the point is there. Now we have 2 more points. This one is a bit more complicated because not in a straight diagonal. Well, you can make it as 2 lines, one for vertical and one for horizontal length. This goes 2 left and 3 up from the point of rotation to go to the point on the shape B. Now rotating it, you can start line by line. This line here, using the 9 o'clock, 12 o'clock technique, it goes 90 degrees to 12 o'clock, same length 2 units, it'll come here. Now this line over here, we rotate it on this point, which is 4, 2, that one there. And if we rotate similar to the diagonal way, this time just rotate. So this line will rotate to here. And now we have this over here, which is an L kind of shape, the distance between the center of rotation and the corresponding point of this one there. It's just this L rotated 90 degrees clockwise. And doing that, we get that point. And using a similar method, we can go from here, which is this kind of L, to going from 2 left and 1 up. We can rotate 90 degrees, 2 up and 1 right to come there. And that's how we form this shape, and that's our answer. Question 17. Rajiv writes down a fraction equivalent to 2 by 3. The numerator is greater than 35 and less than 45. The denominator is greater than 62. Write down all possible fractions that Rajiv could have written. So if it's greater than 35, that means we can get the smallest possible number greater than 35, which will be also a multiple of 2. So 2 by 3 into 18 on both sides, that'll give us 36 by 54. Now this one, numerator is greater than 35. And less than 45, that means the greatest one less than 45 will be 44 for numerator. That'll be 2 into 22. So you multiply denominator by 22 as well. So 2 by 3 into 22 on both sides, that'll be 44 by 66. This is the largest possible that you could have written for the numbers on numerator and denominator. For this one, the denominator is not greater than 62. It's less than 62. For this one, it's greater than 62. So we can have any fraction equivalent to 2 by 3 which have denominators multiples of 3 and numerators multiples of 2. That means we can do multiply by 21 on both sides to get the equivalent fraction having less than 66 and less than 44, but then greatest possible one for that. So 2 by 3 into 21 by 21. That'll be 42 by 63. And actually, if you calculate it, these two are the only two which satisfy both the conditions. Numerator is greater than 35, less than 45. That's true. And denominator is greater than 62. That's true as well. If you go to the previous one, 2 by 3 into 20 by 20, that'll be 40 by 60. And this is less than 62. It doesn't satisfy that. That's why it's only these two. 42 by 63 and 44 by 66. That's the answer. Question 18. A book has a mass of 600 grams. A newspaper has a mass of 90 grams. Find the ratio mass of book is to mass of newspaper. Give your ratio in simplest form. This is quite a straightforward question. It's just 600 is to 90, and now dividing by 10, it'll be 60 is to 9. Dividing by 3, we get 20 is to 3, and that is our answer. Question 19, write 5 by 8 as a decimal. So you can write this denominators as a power of 10, or in other words, 10 to the power of something or x. If you multiply both sides by 125, we will get denominator as 1000. So denominator is 1000 as 8 into 125 is 1000. Numerator is 625. And because we have 1000 as the denominator, it's 625 thousandths, spelled like this. And that means it's simply 0.625. That's the answer. Question 20. A machine makes 90 boxes every 4 minutes. Draw a straight line graph to show how the number of boxes varies with the time between 0 and 16 minutes. First of all, we can draw an X, Y table. So for X, it's time in minutes. For 4 minutes, we know 90 boxes and number of boxes Y, so that means when X is 4, Y is 90. Now, for a second value, if you multiply X by 2, we have to multiply Y by 2 as well, since of course a straight line graph has direct proportion, which means that if we multiply the X value by 2, we get Y into 2, because same operation. If we divide X by 2, Y value is also divided by 2. So multiplying by 2, we get X equals 8 and Y equals 180. And then if you multiply this value by 3, we'll multiply this one by 3, which will bring 12 to 70. These 3 points are enough. Of course, starting from the origin, because in 0 minutes you make 0 boxes. So 0, 0, and then 4, 90, 8, 180, 12, 270. And also we have one more point, which you can draw on this graph. 4 into 4, 90 into 4, using direct proportion. 16 is X, which is time, and Y is 360, number of boxes, which will be over there. Now we can simply connect the dots, or in other words, draw a straight line through them. And this is our straight line graph. That's the answer. Question 21. Hassan has a roll of cloth 4.7 meters long. He cuts 4 pieces from this roll, each with a length of 0.32 meters. Work out the length of the cloth left on the roll. That'll be 4.7 minus the 4 pieces length, which is 4 into 0.32. That'll be equal to 4.7 minus, what's 4 into 0.32? 1.28. That'll be 3.42. And of course, using the units, meters. That's the answer. Question 22. Carlos is a tennis player. The infographic gives some information about his fans and games. So in 2019, 7 out of 10 fans are female and 3 out of 10 fans are male. And percentage of games won from 2015 to 2019 is given in the bar graph below. A. In 2017, Carlos played 300 games over here. Work out the number of games he won in 2017. In 2017, he won 60% of his games, and 300 games is the total. Number of games he won is equal to 60% into 300, which is equal to 60 by 100 into 300. Cancel the zeros. We will get 180 games, which he won. That's the answer. B. In 2019, Carlos had 14,000 female fans. Work out the total number of fans he had in 2019. Total means female plus male. Female, I write as capital F, fans, is equal to 7 by 10 multiplied by the total number of fans. So that's equal to 14,000. Total will be 14,000 divided by 7 by 10, which is equal to 14,000 into 10 by 7, which is equal to, we can cancel out like this, 2,000 into 10, which is 20,000. That's the answer. Question 23. Work out 4 2 by 3 plus 2 3 by 4. Give your answer as a mixed number in simplest form. We can make these two fractions into improper ones. That'll be 14 by 3 plus 11 by 4. We can multiply by 4 on both sides here. That'll be 56 by 12 plus multiplying by 3 on both sides here. 33 by 12. That'll be equal to, adding the numerator, 89 by 12, which is equal to 7, 5 by 12. That's the answer, 7, 5 by 12. Question 24. Point P has coordinates a, 5. Point Q has coordinates 3a plus 2, 5. The length of line PQ is 18 units and a is greater than 0. Find the value of a. So the length of a line, I'll write as L, is equal to the square root of x2 minus x1 the whole squared plus y2 minus y1 the whole squared, and that's equal to 18 units. So that means we can just substitute x1 and y1 are a and 5, and then x2 will be 3a plus 2, y2 is 5. So you can write this as square root of 3a plus 2 minus a whole squared plus 5 minus 5 the whole squared. That's equal to square root of, because 5 minus 5 the whole squared, simply 0 squared, which is equal to 0. Can cancel this out. So this will be 3a plus 2 minus a, which is 2a plus 2 the whole squared. So 2a plus 2 the whole squared, we square root that as well. That's 18 units. So 2a plus 2 equals 18, since the square and square root will cancel. So 2a equals 16 and a equals 8, and that's our answer. Question 25. M into 5 by 8 is equal to 15 by 28. Find the value of m, give your answer as a fraction in simplest form. So m will be equal to 15 by 28 divided by 5 by 8. That's equal to 15 by 28 into 8 by 5, which is equal to, we can cancel out some things, 3 into 8 is 24, divided by 28, we get 6 by 7. That's the answer. Question 26, work out 2.73 into 20 into 0.2 minus 0.73 into 40 into 0.1. This can be written as 2.73 into 4, because 20 into 0.2 is 4, minus 0.73 into 4, because 40 into 0.1 is 4, and that'll be equal to 4 into 2.73 minus 0.73 when we factorize out the 4. So that'll be 4 into 2, which is equal to 8. That's the answer. Question 27. Yuri has a full bottle of juice. On Monday, he drinks 1 by 4 of the full bottle. On Tuesday, he drinks 35% of the full bottle. And on Wednesday, he has 360 ml of juice left. Work out the volume of juice in the full bottle. So 1 by 4 is equal to 0.25. 35% is equal to 0.35, right? And the remaining, after drinking this much of the full bottle, he has 360 ml left. So 1 bottle minus 0.25 minus 0.35 to remove the parts he drank on Monday and Tuesday. That's equal to the remaining 360 ml. And this is equal to parts of the full bottle. So that means 0.4 of the full bottle is equal to 360 ml. The full bottle will be 360 divided by 0.4, which is equal to 360 by 4 by 10, converting to fraction. That'll be 360 into 10 by 4. You can cancel out 90 into 10, which is equal to 900 ml. That's the answer. And with that, I come to the end of my video. Please like this video, subscribe to our channel, share this video with your friends and family, and comment on how you think this video was. With that, it's me, Sanjay Vasu, signing out. Thank you. Bye.